Guys, this week we've got Easter in August. This whole week we are going to be covering some of the events that are leading up to the crucifixion of Jesus, starting off in Matthew 26:36. So if you will, read with me. Then Jesus went with them being his disciples, to a place called Gethsemane. And he said to his disciples, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." And taking with them Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, he began to be sorrowful and troubled. And then he said to them, "My soul is very sorrowful, even to death. Remain here and watch with me." And going a little farther, he fell on his face and prayed, saying, "My Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will." And he came to the disciples and found them sleeping. And he said to Peter, "Could you not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." Again, for the second time, he went away and prayed, "My Father, if this cannot pass unless I drink it, your will be done." And again he came and found them sleeping, for their eyes were heavy. So leaving them again, he went away and prayed for the third time, saying the words again. Then he came to the disciples and said to them, "Sleep, and take your rest later on. See, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. See, my betrayer is at hand." So in this scene, we see Jesus is distraught. He's worried, he's anxious, because he knows that the cross is about to happen. He knows what he's about to bear. And he's praying for it not to happen. Honestly, not once, but 3 times does he pray this prayer. He knew what was going to happen, and he knew what needed to happen, but that didn't stop him from being worried about it. And I think we can understand the cross and the physical pain that's about to happen. I think we talk about the physical pain a lot that Jesus went through. And so in our eyes, yes, it makes sense. I wouldn't want to be crucified either. But I don't think, maybe we don't understand to the same extent what he went through with the spiritual pain. Because like I said, we talk a lot about the physical pain of the cross, but less on the spiritual pain and what was going on there. But I'm going to be honest, I think the spiritual pain Jesus went through far exceeded the physical. 2 Corinthians 5:21 says, "God made him who knew no sin to be sin so that we might become the righteousness of God." I don't think me and you are ever going to fully understand what it means to take on the weight of sin until we see Jesus face to face. Because there is a real weight, a real pain to sin that I do not think we fully get, because if we did, we probably wouldn't have been as apt to sin in the first place. But Jesus, having never known sin, now knew all sin that was and ever would be, and he laid it to death in his body on the cross. And I think this text shows us just how serious sin is if it was making Jesus worried about it. I think all me and you can do in response to texts like this is first thank God that he was willing to take on our sin. And secondly, if sin is as big of a deal as we see Jesus describes, I think it means that we need to wage war on our sin. If sin is truly that bad, let's not be complacent. Let's not tolerate sin in our presence. But as we continue to follow Jesus, let's wage war on it, putting it to death as we continue to conform to his image. Thank you.